In this video tutorial, we're going to be covering the perspective grid, focusing mainly on the 1-point perspective. So first, I want you guys to go up to View, Perspective Grid, and then 1-point perspective. Then 1P, normal view. Once you do that, this grid is going to pop up. The Perspective Grid tool is located next to the Shape Builder tool. So you have Shape Builder and Perspective Grid. Select that. Once you click on the tool, you'll notice anchor points appear. So I'll start at the bottom left. You can move the entire grid around. This little point here, you can flip the left grid around. You can change the view of the grid. So right now it looks like you're looking straight at it. Looks like you're under it. And we'll go back to the original. You can raise the vantage point. You can make it lower. You can also slide the vantage point to change the angle of the grid. Alright, the small icon in the top left, it shows left grid, which is 1. On the, you'll notice that once you have left grid selected, it is blue. Anything that's selected on the top left is selected on the grid. So right now, you'll notice the left side of the grid is blue, this side's blue. The horizontal grid is green, down here it's green. Shortcut for this is 1 is the blue grid, left grid, 2 is the horizontal grid, or green grid. So let's go to 1. Grab a rectangle. Now, since I have left grid, when I create a rectangle, it'll actually be on the left grid. To show you, we're going to go to swatches and add a fill to it. Now go to where the perspective grid tool is, hold it down, you'll get the perspective selection tool. Using this tool, the shortcut is also Shift V. You can move your object in perspective. So if you scoot it further down, closer to the vantage point, it shrinks. You move it closer by, it gets bigger. Now if you were to use just a regular selection tool, so we'll hit V, the object will keep the same shape no matter where you move it. But again, if you go to the perspective selection tool, wherever you move it, it will stay in perspective. Now let's go to the horizontal grid, which is 2. You'll notice over here it went green. So now when we create, let's actually go to swatches, make it green. Now when we create a rectangle on the ground, make sure we have the rectangle tool selected. Let's create a rectangle on the ground, on that grid, so you can make it anywhere on the grid and it will be in the perspective of the horizontal grid. Alright, so that is how to use the perspective grid with one vantage point.